Hello. Hopefully this works. I wanted to do another one of these videos where I just kind of talk to the camera because I feel like it's the most real way to express myself and not just like to one person, to kind of get a message out that is succinct and that I can be in my own head and realize what I'm saying, and also, I don't know. But I was getting up this morning and I was thinking about college, and I was thinking about me as an individual, and about other people at my own school. And I will say that, maybe for those who don't know, and I don't know who will be watching this video, I don't even know if this will come out, but I go to a SCAD in Savannah, Georgia. It's an arts college, and I don't know, I feel like, the first year was a lot different. It was very rough because I had to find people, and the first groups that come around, or the first people you meet, aren't always the people that stay in your life. Or maybe none of them will stay in your life in your first year, or maybe some of them will stay in your life. But regardless, it can be an extremely, extremely lonely time. And that's what I've kind of experienced a lot here. I don't know if it's just this college, or maybe it's, all colleges, or this is just human nature, but for some reason in my mind, it feels like people aren't actively seeking to engage with one another, or to express how they feel to one another, to express their ideals, their opinions, their loves, their hates, their life, their past, and that upsets me because, I don't know, I am who I am. Like, I can only be in my own head so much before I start to really lose it, and then my health goes down the hill, my both physical and mental. I start to lose a lot of weight, and I start to stop working out, start eating, very poorly, start eating really bad stuff, and start getting back into habits that I don't like to be in, yet I still do them anyways. And I think it all starts in terms of community, in terms of people around you, or just feeling fulfilled in your life. And I was telling my friend Connor that there's this one part from Everything Ever All at Once where Wayman says, like, I don't know what's going on, and I think just that one line kind of sums up how I feel my whole life, where I don't have any agency, or feel like I don't have any agency, and things can feel so hopeless when, things happen within society, and, people argue about what's the right thing and what's the wrong thing, and I constantly just feel like, who are we? What even does my opinion contribute if, I can't even figure out my own life? I don't mean to get political, but the stuff that happened with the assassination, of Charlie Kirk, and everything that's going on with the world and other countries. I can't even say that I'm someone who truly can express how I feel, but I know that everything that happens in terms of violence, in terms of things that happen in the media, we are so desensitized that we don't even recognize these people, these things that are going on, these killings, as human beings, and that directly affects how we treat each other, in our everyday lives. When we're so afraid to just say hi to somebody. We're so afraid to truly, when someone says, how are you doing, to truly say, how are you doing? because you don't want to be a downer, because you don't want to be like, I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. I'm not saying that, I'm the most noble I'm the person that you should look up to in terms of all that. I'm not. Maybe I am too passive, or maybe I don't know, because people are always going to say something about you, something negative, or something that, doesn't align with who you are and their own set of beliefs, because they think that they're doing what's right for the world. And at the end of the day, that's what it is, and it's hard to recognize that. It's really hard for people to recognize that every single opinion and perspective has the belief behind it that they are doing the best for who they are and the closest people around them. I think that's beautiful. I think that regardless of who you are or your beliefs, that, they just want what's right for them. And yes, obviously there's things that go too far. I'm not here to tell you what those right things are or what's wrong. But I just want people to start treating each other like human beings. I just want to be able to have normal conversations with people, and to get into philosophical things, and to just care. Because we get so drowned out by our own worries. I'm like I said, I get it. I do it too. I'm in here every single day. I don't want to be anymore. I don't want to be. I probably won't make this much longer than it needs to be. And I think I said probably just about everything that I wanted to express. Oh my god. It's snotting everywhere. But I think there's still hope in this world. I think that, you gotta break out of those molds, that technology, that society puts on you, that these molds where you are just cruising down life, doing everything that you are told to do. It's not easy to do things a different way. It's not easy to express things in your own words, using your own vocabulary, and not the kinds of vocabulary that you just see online or that you read somewhere else. Using words that you feel like are truly you inside. People in our own government don't even do that. They speak in a code that is so strictly given to them, or even written to them. And how can we believe in that? And I understand it. I understand the frustration that everyone has over all this. But it's not always about what they're doing. It's how we are passively ignoring it and going about our lives. But if we take the steps in our own lives to build a community amongst each other, maybe we can create true, real change through the way that we treat each other, instead of the way that we choose to divide our own lives. Because I don't see it as something that is just strictly emotional about human beings. It's a societal thing that we have learned to kind of just deal with stuff on our own. And I don't even know, when I talk with people about emotional stuff, I feel ill. I feel a little bit gross sometimes. But I think that's just because, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Okay, now I definitely have said everything I want to say.